Um, where we last left off, the party had gotten out of the giant battle in the forge, had investigated within the forge, found a couple items of note. Um, Ono had found in the battle with the clockwork automata, had realized that he recognized the workmanship from these machines, and that they seem to have they've originated from sigil, and upon without completely destroying them, subduing them one way or another with the party, uh, had collected the, I think like primarily the torso of both of them. I think the mage you might have taken the whole thing. I'm not sure. Um,
It was the mage I stuffed entirely, and then the assassin droid I dismembered the arms and legs and gave every available party member who was willing to take an appendage that appendage and shoved the torso in the bag.
right. The party then found the lift that Zeradok had used to climb upward in the forge, and upon getting up there alongside one of the Durgar that had turned to actually aid you in the battle, had found that Lady Grandelfa was waiting for the party up there. Um, uh, Seeing as how the battle had turned in your favor, uh, he felt pretty strongly that she would have done something to deal with a weakened Zeradok. And upon the party getting to the dining chamber, you found Zeradok dead with his head kind of bludgeoned in, and her with a meal for the entire party, partially as a thank you for giving her the opportunity to overthrow him and hopefully begin building a new future for the Sunblight clan, as well as partnership with her own, the Musgard clan. What I believe she also presented you was because I believe someone, I think, made mention that the dragon had taken off, and she acknowledged too that it was out on a path of destruction, and that you'd probably need quick transportation to get back to your allies, which she had an item that she was willing to part with the last usage of, an amulet that contained within it the avatar of an old elder being passed down generations in her clan, used in dire situations. And I believe as the party was discussing what to do, or what their plan was, whether it was to option A, take sled dogs or something from from Sunblight Fortress and make the long journey back to towns, or B, bargain with an elder being. I think we left it there, as the party would have benefited from a long rest. Those of you who are spellcasters, if you have the ability to reset spells, you are able to at this time. And yeah, the party was in discussion over their hot meal.
Delicious. Oh, my pen is going in my spell book. I look at everyone. I slide Kitty a small dish of, it's like a ivory white powder, and I sprinkle it on his mashed potatoes. You can drink milk now.
I mean, I could always drink milk.
No, I know, but now this time we won't have to stop if you have to like go to the bathroom.
Oh, so you took all the fun out of it.
You don't want it. Don't eat the mashed potatoes.
But I wanted mashed potatoes.
Well, there's more mashed potatoes. You can have. All right, but fine. Okay.
I will just eat it. Fine. You're gonna make a big stink about it.
It's not a. It's not a stink. I'm preventing you from making a stink. That's moreover. I'm sorry. This is obviously not table talk. Pardon us, ma'am. Okay. We. The logistics of what you are presenting us are fascinating. Just a few concerns come to mind. Just
off the top of my head.
If you didn't have any concerns, I'd be a little more worried about you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Oblige. Okay, so we, based off of the, predication that we were going to have to come up here and kick, and I point to the dead body on the floor, we were coming after that guy, right? So we kind of, like, quickly left the fortress down yonder. So we didn't get an immense amount of time to do, like, what we normally do, like what any good sellsword adventurer would do, is, do a full inventory of the estate, as it were. But in the weird chance, what is the, like, off chance we get, like, a solid 30, 45 down there before we really got to make a decision about this talisman? And I, like, shove a bunch of carrots in my face.
Well, there's something I think you might want to do before you make this decision. Because you're right, it is a big decision. And she would, like, point to the right. You would see, like, there's a doorway guarded by another Duragard that seems loyal to her. Over there is Zerodok's war room, where he has the plans for the dragon. If you're looking for a time frame, that's going to be our best bet to determine its flight path.
You just hear the sound of wood creaking against wood as Ono screeches back with their plate in their hand and go, okay, I'm gonna go check that out. Sorry.
I'll follow. Oh no.
Just like
I'll
shoving
stay and
food.
listen to the rest of her story if she's gonna say more.
Not to be rude.
Yeah.
I feel like we're on a time schedule, ma'am. Sorry. This is also delicious.
As you, like, fill your mouth and then take off.
Yeah.
Those of you who would go into the war room, you would find several documents that are, like, laid out on the table. Some of them seem to be, like, bargain deals for, like, supplies from neighboring dwarven clans. Others seem to be, like, correspondence from other members of Sunblight that are scattered throughout 10 towns. Just, like, reports of, like, what the speaker of the town might be doing, locations of goods that are stashed away in that town. You see that there's, in particular, 2 of them that come from Zerodok's sons, one based out of East Haven and the other one in Caer Dineval. And it's really just, they seem to be gathering a surmountable amount of supplies and are trying to find a way to get a boat dislodged and bring a boat down the Red Waters closer so that way it can deliver goods for Sunblight Fortress. But you do see listed in the middle of a large table appears to be a scaled map of the Icewind Dales with 10 towns at its center. You see an image for Sunblight Fortress, this, like, almost like a rook chess piece of sorts, and a very small wood-carven scaled model of the Charladyn Dragon that you had seen leaving the fortress itself, or rising up the large lift to the surface. You see that its flight path seems to start by making a large left-hand swing and following the 10 trail from the air up towards Bryn'Shander. The estimated time frame from Zerodok for that is about 3.5 hours. And then you see it makes its way essentially in a large circle, going next to Targos, then to Bremen, Lonelywood, Termalaine, and then making their way around to the Cares, and then ending with East Haven, Goodmead, and Dugan's Hole. Its total time between from leaving Sunblight to returning to Sunblight seems to be right around 12 hours, as it factors in between travel between towns as well as destruction time estimations.
Right.
And then you see, like, there's a note from Zerodok that says, like, time for destruction isn't, it's an approximation, but the travel time between villages seems to be pretty set.
Tight schedule. we really can't lollygag, Ebrin. We really gotta go.
What do you think this has to do with Hadrian? Or is this its own separate entity and has nothing to do with it?
Well, no,
Is there any references of Hadrian or oral or anything like that in this paperwork?
I want you to make an investigation check.
Do I have the thingy with Bono helping me here?
What
Advantage?
depends
hold
on-
on. What's your investigation modifier, bud? Because I'm pretty sure you were gonna give me advantage.
I have +8 for investigation. I'm
Okay.
18 overall.
Nice. All right, here I will. I can't give you a D4 either. So go ahead and we'll take the chance with advantage. There you go. That's what's up. That's both
What a
sides of the
spread.
scale.
You do see you look through the fragments of the paper and you see that there's like keywords that seem to stand out in some of the correspondences. Like you look between the ones from like his seem to be his sons in Cairdenavel and East Haven, and you see that they mention pillars in the towns in the shape of a large snowflake. You look through a couple of the other documents, and you see like there's like markings on the sides of some of the paper, and you kind of begin to arrange some of them, and the way the scripts end up lining up between what his sons had sent and what he had written, both for the Charladyn Dragon as well as just mentions in like some documents that are on the table, is just the words "destroy the towns, leave the pillars. A new future is forged."
Yeah, that's kind of cut and dry there, Ebrin. I mean, the correlation between the kind of religious epitaphs in the town, and then the clear instructions that not is.
You had a 28. I will say too that as you're looking over these documents, something else seems to stand out on the map, and that is that there seems to be several locations that have a unique marking on them. Starting with the Cares, so it would be Caerconic and Cairdenavel, and then you would see Termalaine and Bremen. They seem to have a unique marking, which might indicate that there is a pillar standing in those towns.
Ebrin kind of just takes a moment to respond. Heavy sigh. I think we should, I got a little bit of space left. Take these papers with us just in case. If there's something else in the future we can add to them, but...
Well, hold on. We've got to show the group the map. So grab
that
the other
too.
papers, but we got to show them the map.
Now with the 28, is there anything else in the room worth anything? Random bag of holding or anything like that?
Nice try. No.
Bag full
There's-
of gold gems.
I mean, you would find a, I would say, like, between the, like, there's ink and incense that are, an amount of which each would be worth about 100 gold.
Ooh.
The ink seems to emanate a more magical nature, which is something that people usually use when writing spell scrolls.
I'm gonna make a verbal note to Ona and be like, hey, you might want to
I'm
nab
already.
that ink.
I'm shuffling papers. This is nice paper. This is like they had this custom made.
You would also find 3 sheets of Ember script.
Ooh. Oh wait. Arcana check. Has it already been scripted, or is this plain unscripted?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yes.
I'm gonna guide myself real quick. Bloosh.
Very nice. Looking over this paper, it seems to be unscripted. So this is like unused Ember script.
Ooh, Ebrin. and like shake the paper in front of him. Like I'm like, this is so good. It's blank. Okay. I'm gonna roll it up gently and put it away. Okay.
Before we head out, is there anything on these papers about the priestess Phrygius or Freezer to keep that meme going? Or anything about the strong shields or my family in general, or anything about the group and them as well?
Nothing that you can see on the paper seems to indicate that your arrival at Sunblight Fortress was expected. There's like references to like just like a group of people who've been like, you know, they've come to town and they seem rather formidable, but there doesn't seem to be any indication of like individual names, or that you're posing enough of a threat to sound any alarms. It appears that this paper might be dated back like a couple weeks.
Gotcha.
That's good.
But no mention of Phrygius, and really no other mentions of Hedrun either, just to keep the pillars standing but destroy the towns.
Yeah, I kind of put the map under one arm, grab my plate. Oh, okay, babe, we really don't have time. We gotta show them this. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, with no books or gems or anything like that, I'm gonna walk out with Ono and go back to the table.
Kind of step up on the chair and slide a few plates and a platter out of the way and put the map down. Okay. So the game plan. We got a few hours before it gets to Bryn'Shander. Apparently that is per the flight path, its first stop, and then it's just gonna wreak havoc. And I start pointing to the towns in the order. I think Targos, Bremen. I couldn't remember if it was Lonelywood first or Tamerlane or vice versa, and then Kirkonic, Nineveh, East Haven, Goodmead, Doomsville, back to Sunblight. So we gotta make a choice. How many towns are we willing to lose, or are we just gonna try to meet it up front at Bryn'Shander and try to take it out from there? And hopefully, if it doesn't go well in Bryn'Shander, we can hot-foot it over to Targos as fast as possible. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Sure.
I love that answer. That's the best.
Yeah, I believe in you.
It's not me. Yeah, okay. And
Your plan's great.
I have not. Well, I've kind of thrown toothpicks at the table right now. I politely gesture at the lady. I'm like, you've afforded us an interesting boon to quickly get out of here. It's a sticky wicket. Got like a Cliff Notes rough guide. Whom is it attached to? What plane possibly that? Do they rule a domain, or are they more of like hey, we're low level but we still got some power kind of deal? What is it? What is this, ma'am?
Well, the story goes that easily over 1,000 years ago, if not more, a being had made itself known in the plane of Vas'Kai, and my ancestors did not want it around, didn't trust it, didn't feel the need for it to walk here on its own accord. And some of our more powerful members of our family both formulated and completed a ritual, a sealing ritual within an amulet that my family had carried as a symbol of our clan. But we couldn't capture the entirety of this being. It seems to be something far beyond our own comprehension. However, they were able to capture what we called its avatar. The physical form that it binds to this plane. And because of that, it was, in a way, sealed away. But it's... We had a total of 5... well, and she, like, pauses for a moment. I suppose there's more information you need before that. Long story short, as part of the sealing ritual, in order to seal this powerful being away, it needed an out. And the out for that was performing 5 tasks, either requested or desired. I'll explain that in a minute. But we've used them over the years to, whether it's keep the clan alive or turn the tides of certain events to be favorable to the Musgarts. And the last time it was used was about 100 years ago, during a large-scale battle in the north here between the ragged tribesmen and many of the dwarves and Durgar that roamed the north. We turned the battle in our favor, and everything was good. Since then, my own father passed away, rest his soul, and the amulet came to be in my possession. And, well, with that singular charge left, I've been holding on to it. I've never met the being inside here. It was sealed before my time. And she, like, takes a sip of her tea. You see, like, she, like, takes a bite of her food, too, and, like, pushes her plate forward. You see one of her guards kind of come and take her plate and disappear out of sight.
I make an eye gesture at Athros, and if you're sitting next to me, Athros, I kick you in the shin and guide you.
Oh, what? No.
I'm kicking you in the shin to guide you and giving you, like, the eyebrow, like, I don't know.
I was gonna say I want to roll for insight.
That's why I'm trying to kick Athros.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Only 19.
Only a 19, he says.
Dude, get the fuck out of here, bro.
On a 7.
You feel that there might be some information that she's holding back, but whether it's for fear of, your own safety or because she really doesn't want you to know it, you're leaning more towards the latter, but you can't quite seal that in stone. She, for the most part, though, seems rather genuine. Seems that she's really grateful that you all helped her take care of Zeradoc.
I mean,
So, what aren't you telling us?
old new.
You're holding something back. I can tell.
He is the wisest of us all, madam. I hate to point out the glaringly obvious, but no, not to be rude, but just for our sake, just a little bit more trust. Obviously, we did at least, silver platter deliver your soon-to-be betrothed and negated you becoming a part of his ill-gotten harem. Not that I want that to be what they're called. That's not what they're supposed to be called. But I digress. Could we at least get like a little bit more, just a little bit more detail, little bit more, because you're legitimately willing to just give it to a bunch of strangers. I mean, we appreciate that, and the food is delicious, but this is you just described a severely, immensely powerful magical item that you were just like, well, you just killed my husband. Go ahead, here.
Look, I would rather not give it away, but when you... And by that I mean I would rather not give you use of it. The amulet would stay here, as whatever happens would resolve, well, the moment it's done, whoever decides to enter said amulet. But what I'm worried about with all of you is This being is very tricky. They will do everything in their power to find a way to not perform your favor and still complete their request, so to say. Whoever's going in there needs to be 100% focused, not falling for other, what's the word? You don't want to fall for the mischief that they're going to try and perform. When you enter this amulet, you need to have whatever it is you're desiring in the forefront of your mind. You need to make it clear, and then you simply need to wait out enough time for the being to perform your desired task. If it asks you if you want to see something, or if you want it to answer a question for you, or things along those lines where it's asking you if it has your permission, that in and of itself would be enough to complete part of the sealing ritual. And because of that, you might not get your desired outcome, and it might still be free. You need to be the one in control, whoever goes in there. So I don't know who among you is the most able to focus on said task, but I would suggest choosing wisely.
Such beautiful words spoken. I look at Aethros, and I look at Big Tune, and I look at Ebron. I look across the table at Miras. I'm just like, this is what is,
Are
we were
we
in a
still?
tavern last week,
Actually, last week we were petrified.
Okay, well, before that we were in a tavern. I wasn't going to talk about the petrification because that wasn't fun. Big Tune, what do you think?
Are we still psionically linked?
Yeah, you got like a half an hour left.
What? Wait, what? What happened? Huh?
That's a focus man right there. He should go in the amulet.
I mean, yeah. He voted for himself. That's what it sounded like.
Well, what am I voting for? Are we fighting something? I'll fight something.
No, I turn to you and I go, Kitty, what are your thoughts? Off the top of your head, what do you think? This is a relatively big task. What do you think we should do?
Is there any way that more than one of us can go in?
Up to
I
two.
say that's Sayat. Yeah, okay.
I am not the smarty pants of the group. I don't. I hit things with sword.
You do, but you do it effectively and efficiently.
Right, but
Yes, what do you think?
I'm not too sure about this one. Maybe we should vote on it?
I mean, that's a very smart thought. That's pretty good. What do you think, Aethros?
Flip a coin.
I love that idea. But there's more than us than sides on the coin.
You got me there.
Nice.
Roll a die.
I think Arini has all my game stuff.
Oh, darn.
I mean, I could whittle a die real quick. It wouldn't take me that long, but I start whittling a die just because I need to keep my hands busy.
Yeah.
Ebron, what do you think?
Who's got something that they would want and be willing to risk total calamity for? I guess is a question.
I mean, like, who has a dark want, or who just has like a general like, man, I could really go for like a BLT right now.
You just ate though.
I know. I'm just saying, it's a good example because I really don't want a BLT right now. I literally just had the ham, delicious, by the way.
I guess dark desires in general. What would someone be willing to sacrifice? Would Bigtoon take a deal to have his entire pride back, entire clan back? Would you, oh no, risk everybody else to be back with your traveling crew? Athros, Bud, honestly, I don't know what you necessarily want besides maybe adventure and being able to hit people with a hammer. So,
I got everything I want right here, so yeah, I got nothing else I want.
I know. I was gonna say, literally, I'm saying the same thing.
My unpopular opinion, which you guys won't support, is oh no, and I go in just for the simple fact that you and I went in with Phrygius. Granted, it unpacked a lot of trauma for me that I didn't necessarily want to divulge to everybody yet. I do think that you and I have made strides and can level each other out. There's nothing this guy can offer that I want necessarily right now, and I don't mean necessarily because in due time things will unpack. And as much as I'd like to think, oh no, that you are one of the most trustworthy people I've met, you can't be led to temptation as well. But Miris, I'm sorry, I don't know you long enough to make an informed decision. You seem very charismatic, so if you're willing to roll the dice for a bunch of strangers, you could do that too, but since 2 people can go in, that's my thoughts.
I can appreciate that, Ebrin.
I put the finished dice in front of Athros.
Honestly, I was gonna say either Miris, Athros, or Athros me. Because we may need a smooth talker, and we may need someone smart from both spectrums.
Hey, Sheriff, why don't you do it?
You have a biscuit in your nose.
He like wipes the the gravy from the biscuit off of his nose. Oh, thank you kindly. I mean, I'm willing to go in there, but I don't know if... I mean, my desire is to get back to Bryn'Shander, since, well, it's been a while since I've been there, as all of you know. And something tells me it ain't good. Whatever happened there. Never really got to see the aftermath.
My only tiff is, although other people do have abilities to heal, sending Athros being our main healer might not be the best, but I think this is something either we can all vote on or somebody's eventually going to have to jump in and just go from there.
Also, wouldn't sending 2 people kind of like double the odds of one of them giving in to the temptation?
Yes, but at least if it's somebody with me, we're both psionically linked still, and we should be able to ride that out. That's my thought, but going into a gem is not something I've ever done, so...
Yeah, and would your psionics even work? Does other magic even work in there?
Right. Is there the pull of temptation with you and your memory and your family? Could that be weighed against you and your heart? Because
Yeah, it seems like there's a whole lot there.
Yeah, if again, in the most positive... Sorry, ma'am. This is family talk. In the most positive sense, Ebrin, I have all my family right here and do not care to go back to the Thousand Hands. The rules were simple, and I can't be with them if I couldn't contribute. And I left. I left. I made that choice. Cut and dry. Chaos rule. I walked forward. I found you guys. You guys are my new family. You want me to be honest, Ebrin? 100%? I don't care if I have parents. I don't care. I don't care if I have brothers and sisters or anything like that. You guys are my brothers and sisters. So, my whole family is right here. I have nothing to lose, short of never getting the chance to see you guys again. And Arini and Spit, and the polar bears, because they're freaking awesome too. And I have something in the lightning tank that I want to finish too. So there's that's about it. But that honestly, that's nothing short of literally what I tell you guys every day. I'll go in. I don't care, but I just think that if I'm making a choice, it'd probably be Aethros or Miris. I need somebody wise or somebody who's a smooth talker. I can't have anybody losing their cool. I'm sorry, Aethros.
And I turn my head away from Aethros and look down at the table.
Ebron?
Sorry, Ebron. Yeah, damn it. I've had a little bit too much ale.
Above table, I still don't know if my parents are alive, FYI. So. Well, time's ticking. The dragon's getting closer to Bryn'Shander. Somebody make a decision then.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes into dinner, and yeah, okay.
Fine, I'll go in. Unless
No,
I'm
I
not
mean,
allowed to.
no, I mean, like I said, I'll go in. I can go in. If two can go in, whew, wild stuff. Let's
Why
rock
don't
and roll.
we ask the lady who she thinks should go in? Although she doesn't know us, she might be able to have seen previous people who've gone in and point out a certain characteristic that they've had to have success. Or maybe we should ask that. Has anybody actually done this successfully? Anything that I've also said this entire conversation is just psionic, by the way.
I don't know. I don't know if it would be. None of it's successful if there's only one bond left on the chain, you know?
Well, successfully got what they wanted.
It's true.
They got something.
They
But
got
did
something.
they get what they want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you asking her that, or were you just saying things out loud? I'm sorry.
I was saying things in my head.
He said one part out loud, or all of it in the head?
All of it's been in the head.
Okay.
So if you guys are talking out loud, my guy's literally just not said anything out loud. You guys just keep talking out loud.
Oh yeah, Aethros is talking out loud. He doesn't do mind thing. That's
Yeah, I mean, like, we're all looking at you and you're not responding. It's more awkward now that
yeah, you
you're
look like a
not
weirdo.
saying- Yeah, you're just eating mashed potatoes and not responding, and we're all having a conversation with you. You're not responding.
I mean, my guy's maybe taking a bite or two, but that is what it is. All right, then.
I've just been eating the whole time.
Since. Yeah.
I guess I would ask out loud to, what, Lady Grandolpha? It is correct?
Yep.
Lady Grandolpha, how many people have done this successfully out of the 4 attempts?
Out of the attempts that we have completed thus far, 3 out of the 4 of them have gotten us a desired result. The one time that it
Yep.
didn't was a time where someone slipped and succumbed to temptation.
Okay.
And are they still in there? Are they dead? What happened to that individual?
Well, truthfully, they just didn't get what they wanted. The being got what it wanted, which was to not perform the task. I'm not really sure what was asked inside by the being, nor what the situation was that required their assistance. That's way before my time. But when they returned, the story goes that they were so angry that they didn't get what they wanted, that they trashed a large portion of our clan's stronghold at the time. And that event was marked in history as and she thinks back for a moment. She's like, age is escaping me. I believe it was called the Dawn of the Red Sun. In our books, anyway. I don't think many people outside of our clan are going to know the significance of that title.
I mean, is it worth? I'll take a shot at this history check if you'll let me.
I mean, you're always welcome to try.
I mean, there's no way.
Aethros is gonna try to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow.
Sonically,
Oh,
I
was
just
about
say
to
that sounds like he just went on a giant murdering spree.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Even with a 20, above a 20, I don't think so.
I mean, you're not a Durgar, nor are you a member of the Musgart family. The like, truthfully, this is the first you've heard of a phrase called the Dawn of the Red Sun, but the phrase, just like the words Red Sun in the same sentence, it triggers a memory of something pertaining to like a book you read a long time ago, but what its significance is, it's hard to say. The Red Sun's been used as like an example in the past of like organizations that have been that have come and gone, both between Hirosheim, Hearthspeak as like as like small groupings of a Red Sun organization, but the name's been used for so many different things that to narrow it down with this instance is almost impossible.
Okay, alright.
Last question here. Those who have succeeded in the past, did they share any particular traits that bested them? I get the whole don't give in to temptation type stuff, but was one more charismatic? Was one more wise? One more dexterous? You know, anything to give us the advantage, because realistically, if this dragon kills all of 10 towns, what's to say it doesn't do that when it comes back here? So I'm not saying you guys aren't capable, but we're starting off an interesting relationship of friends. I would like to continue that in a positive light. I think you would as well, correct?
Indeed, I would. The difference, though, between this dragon and others that you have or have not or might encounter in the future is that this thing is, first and foremost, a large machine. It has predetermined instructions, directions of where to go that have been programmed in its mind. It'll complete the task, come back and wait for orders. I wouldn't be worried about Sunblight being hurt by it, especially if it still, when it left, was under the assumption Zeradok was alive. It's not, it doesn't think on its own. It has a predetermined list of commands. When it comes back, it will simply await orders. But to answer your question about traits, really the only thing that everyone had in common, and there's been, 4 different people who've gone to request something, and 3 out of the 4 of them successfully were able to. It comes down to having a strong will. That's truly all it is. Everybody was a little bit different. I mean, no two people by default are alike, but in particular, these individuals couldn't be farther from each other. But they all had a strong will, with the exception of the one who failed. It's like making a deal with the devil, but on a much grander scale.
That deal with a long-forgotten deity or sub-deity or devil, daemon, who knows. Okay, alright, slide my cup back and my plate forward. Yeah, I just, we can't let all these people die. This is just ridiculous. This creature is gonna mindlessly kill and just come back like nothing. Like she said, awaiting orders. We gotta put a stop to this thing. So yeah, I can go in. I'm ready to rock and roll. If anybody else wants to come in, speak now or forever hold your peas and carrots.
Grab a handful of peas and carrots.
Right behind you.
Yeah. You can have them.
Okay. Are you voting to go in, or are you just handing me peas and carrots?
You said hold peas and carrots, so I'm holding peas and carrots.
Okay. All right.
You would hear Tilly for the first time chime up. You're all a really interesting bunch, aren't you?
What do you mean
We
by
have
that?
our quirks.
Yeah, we're not boring.
I mean, that's true. But wait. What do you mean by that? I mean, we're pretty
Tilly,
normal.
did you want to go in?
Oh, heavens
Considering
no.
we saved you. No, yeah, of course.
I want to get to some form of civilization as fast as possible, but I am not the most charismatic when it comes to talking. So, if you're going to send me in there, don't expect me to, not stumble on words trying to prove a point that may or may not exist. I think before you all make this decision of who goes in there, though, you should ask yourselves, what is my request going to be? If it's anything like making a deal with the devil, you need to be very careful on your words.
Yeah, the devil's gonna be in the details.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a dragon, but yeah.
Well, that's what we're going to fight.
Yeah, you would
This
hear
thing
the
is
sheriff
a
chime in.
dragon.
That's what I thought we were going to get into too, was some sort of giant dragon thing.
Yeah. Yeah, what's this devil that you're talking about all of a sudden?
No, the string of thoughts is everybody's correct technically. Just we got lost in the details about the devil. Okay. What do we need immediately? We need to get to
Expedited passage for the party to get to Bryn'Shander.
yes.
Who specifically is the party, though?
Right, the specifics. So, because if we even just say, if I say the family, and it's me and like two or a stranger I've never met before, or some like thereof, that could be bad, right? That's wrong. If I go in there and
To
say
meet your actual family.
right, and then that's gonna be awkward for me to be like, "Hey, strangers, we're about to fight a dragon," and I don't want to deal with that because again, I don't care about them in that sense. But in the bigger scope, I feel like if I just say our group, we would well we
You're
would
still running
we haven't inducted the sheriff in our group, and we would have to find a way to talk to Arini for Arini to induct kick-ass arm dude over there. I'm sorry, my brain's blanking because again, the soup is delicious. Why is that so good?
the automatron.
Yeah, no, Kneat. Yeah, and the automaton, which is somewhere in the room.
Remember, Kneat, Arini, and Spit are already where the dragon is going in Bryn'Shander, so we don't need them to move. Once we're there, we can find them. So it sounds like basically when you go in, literally write it down. Well, maybe that's not a bad idea. Write it down on the parchment. Ooh. And I kind of gestured to where he put like that fancy paper. You could write it on there and be like, I need the following people teleported instantly to Bryn'Shander now. Aethros, myself, so on and so forth.
I literally shove a drumstick in your mouth and I go, "You beautiful bastard." I whip out my quill as fast as possible and start writing on one of the 3 sheets that we got, the fire vellum.
I'm not too thrilled about the drumstick being in my mouth, but I kind of just start to like chew on it a little bit.
It is very well seasoned.
It's delicious. It's delicious. No, you have an immensely good point. Damn it.
Hey, Lady Grandolfo, while he's writing down basically the hopefully smoking gun that we need to get everybody there without getting in any loopholes. Do you have any more of this in a potion we can take? Any healing potions? Is there any bartering we can do with you? You know, sounds like we might have to kill his kids. You know, is there a bonus that you can give us or something? I mean, teleportation instantly is great, but
you're asking me if I would have more to offer you besides the ability to get to town rather quickly.
Is there anything I could buy, barter? Yes. Do you have a general store?
Hold up. Forgot my
There's a
music
light chuckle coming from Ono.
Sorry, just getting my music going again. I suppose I'd be willing to part with a few healing potions. We do carry... we can produce them here. But they're not going to be anything more than your basic run-of-the-mill ones. If that's enough for you.
To the DM itself, what kind of healing potions are we looking at?
It'd be your standard potions of healing, so 2d4 plus 2 hit points when you drink it.
Okay, and is this something I can buy, barter, gift, anything above?
I have many of them on hand. I'd be willing to give you, as a group, a total of 3 of them for free, since I'm already willing to help expedite your journey. But you could buy more from me for 10 gold apiece.
How many do you have?
I have as many as you can probably carry. I'm one of the people who produces them.
Psionically to the party, I have a little bit of money. How many do, if any? I want the 3 for free. That's definitely helpful, but you want me to buy 7 more? Round it out to an equal 10?
Trying to. Ono is trying to focus on writing.
Yeah, buy a bond.
Yeah, Ono just slides you. Give me a second. Maybe I'll look at my door real quick. 150 gold.
I just kind of take the gold and be like, well, we'll definitely take the 3 for free. That's very appreciated. And you don't have any greater healing, just the normal healing potions. Is that correct?
Correct. I had several before, but usually when I finish those, they end up making their way down to the forge, because heaven forbid someone doesn't burn themselves down there. And the last I heard, I had a few, and they had been drank by Zeradoc, based off of what my... she would point to one of her Durgar, who you would see rising from the lift with the automaton. They had been drank by him, so I haven't had a chance to do a deeper alchemization and make greater potions of healing. I do have some Alchemist's Fire as well, and some Antitoxin, but I don't know if that's going to be of interest to all of you.
I am trying to focus, ma'am. Alchemist Fire sounds amazing.
I'm gonna just kind of shush on off for a second. But don't worry. How much for the other stuff?
Well, if you're looking to purchase some of the Alchemist's Fire, I'd part with that for 15 apiece, and Antitoxin is easy enough for me to make. I'd be willing to part for 5.
Okay. Let's do 10 healing potions.
How much for these? Yeah, how much for these healing potions?
They're 10 gold apiece. She's gonna give us 3 for free.
10 gold apiece.
Right, so that's 70 of the 150 that he gave me. I'm gonna write that down as 70 gold. Sorry, I'm trying to keep as best track of these as possible. 10 healing potions. Sorry, my head's not doing well. The alchemist powder you said was 15?
Alchemist fire, but yes.
That is
Alchemist
correct.
fire. Oh no, how much do you want of that?
I mean,
I don't know what it does.
Let's invest 50 of that. The gold I gave you in that, and then the remainder can go straight into health potions. And honestly, maybe really only a handful of those poison antigens. Excuse me.
Antitoxin.
Yes.
Alright, so we got 80 gold left. We'll do... what is that? 4 of the alchemist fires.
For a
15.
total of 60 gold pieces?
Yeah.
Sound about right.
And 60 gold. And then the toxins itself. There's myself, Victim, Athros, Oh No, Spit, the Sheriff, Tilly, her dude, Spit, Arini, Kanit.
Oh, don't worry about me. I will be taking care of myself here momentarily.
We will take 11 of those antitoxin things. We'll just make it 12. How about that?
You're sure about that? That's a lot.
That's a lot. Really just.
Like,
I
two.
have the makings to do like an antitoxin.
Fine, 6. How about that?
More potions, more power.
So that's 30 gold. So I'll put in 10 more gold to round that out. I appreciate your candor in the healing potions. Will, I feel, definitely go a long way. Oh no, are you ready?
I don't know if do the rest of us want to buy potion.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I've literally
the 10
tried
wasn't
to write
the,
like
the
a
10
deal
wasn't
with the
just for
devil
me.
here.
The 10 was for everybody. But yeah, I guess if anybody
Well, I mean,
wants their own.
it's going to be a pain in the ass to get it over to somebody. You know what I mean?
It's always
Well,
good to have
like in the
more
middle of a battle.
merrier. If this
I was-
lady is literally offering us like, hey, buy a bunch in our pharmacy, we're like
Virtually unlimited. Yeah. So
virtually
Dakota,
unlimited.
above table.
Yeah.
As far as these potions of healing go, what is your? I don't know if we've already even used them in combat.
I really don't think
This
we
would be the
How-
first time.
How do you? What is your rules on that, or what are the rules?
So,
you know what I mean?
I'm very glad you asked that. My rules on taking potions of healing, or like if you're drinking something that's on your person, is
Mhm.
you can, if it's you drinking the item, I follow. There's a couple DMs that I follow. If you drink it as a bonus action, you're rolling the dice. If you drink it as
Okay.
a standard action, you get the full healing, so it would be the full
Ooh.
10 guaranteed
Yes.
if you use your standard action for it.
Literally
then-
what I was hoping you were gonna say.
And then if you're force feeding it down somebody else's throat, it's still a standard action to be able to do that.
Right.
If you force
Okay.
it down their throat, do they get a regular? Do they get the full amount, or do you still roll for it?
If you're forcing it down their throat, there's a very good chance they are unconscious. Therefore, it would be a roll versus full healing. So it follows the
Gotcha.
standard healing potion rules for somebody else, but
Yeah.
for you, it's full as a standard action, roll as a bonus action.
If you plan on taking the full 6 seconds to make sure you get like every little drop out of it, basically.
Correct, because that's the expectation at that point.
Right. Okay.
How many
Um,
do you guys want? Because I can just buy it for you guys.
John, I have so much gold. It's not even funny.
All right.
I'm willing to throw this away. It's fine. I will take 10.
Baby.
And she would.
How much is that?
So 10,
100 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will add those.
Yeah, you should be able to pull them straight from the items tab
Item.
in the compendiums.
Oh, I never even thought about that. I'm just
Yeah.
over here writing things down.
Oh yeah, you'll want to pull them because it'll actually do the healing then.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Alchemist's Fire and the Antitoxin. So just make sure you document the lack of gold, and then you can go ahead and add them. Anybody else?
I figure out how many I want to buy.
Well, yeah, I guess. Oh no, since you gave me the money, are you and me splitting this? You want all this for yourself? How do you want to do this?
I don't really care. I mean, the potions I don't care. You can give me like 1 or 2 potions, but I want all that alchemist fire. That's all I need. I don't give a crap about the rest, dude.
I will give him all the fire, and he gets 5 healing potions, and I'll keep the other 5 in the antitoxin.
Okay.
How many alchemist fire did you buy again?
Give me 1 second. 4 alchemist fire.
4? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy only 10.
Okay.
I want to buy more, but I feel like I'll turn it.
Hey, that's only a pound. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they're light.
These are regular
That's the
potions of
case.
healing.
tenth of a
Correct.
pound.
They
Yeah.
are the base level potions of healing. She didn't have the ability to make more of the greater ones.
Okay, no, cool.
And if
I'm
you're
gonna
if you're proficient in alchemist tools, eventually you could begin combining them to make better ones.
Yeah.
Just for
I'm gonna buy
There you go.
another 20 then. I'm gonna have 30 total.
Okay. And you would see as the party gives their requests, she would send someone to go and grab a cart or something that has all of these on them. Once everyone places their quote unquote order.
For simplicity, I'm just gonna buy another 5 more. That way, I have 10 of myself.
Okay.
And I took the gold off already for all the stuff.
Awesome.
Go fetch ye old pallet jack.
Right, just comes up with a pallet pulled by a basilisk or something.
Although they are very light, which is surprising.
Yeah, no,
30
they
of
are.
them is 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is a
they're
third.
not very big. They're pretty small vials for
It's
standard
probably-
healing potions.
Probably like a test tube, I would assume.
Yeah, like a standard length, test tube beaker for those. You would you would have saw the ones that Zeradoc drank before you came up here. They were a bit more. They were a bit bigger. Didn't matter though. Anyway, Miris, did you want any healing potions or anything?
How much were they each again?
The healing potions were 10 gold pieces a piece.
Yeah, I only have 10 gold in my inventory, so I could only get 1.
Oh yeah, the party hasn't claimed a lot of bounties since you've joined yet.
Yeah.
I will toss 100 to Miris. Here you go, bud.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
And these are just healing potions. Alright, cool. Can I
Yeah.
not change the quantity?
Yeah, I'll just take 10 then.
Okay. So then you can, if you go to the second to the last tab called Compendium Packs, and you go down to items, you can type in healing and physically drag 10 potions of healing into your inventory for Miris.
Okay.
And as everyone places their orders, yeah, she would send somebody off, and they would come back shortly afterward with almost like a portable workstation that has all of the vials that you would request ready to go. And you would see the two of them talk to each other, and she would just nod. Definitely cleaning me out a bit of my early supplies, but there's nothing wrong with that. A deal, money's money, and a deal is a deal. So have you decided what you're going to say as your request when you go and talk to the being within the amulet?
So Ono would probably say absolutely. Clark, on the other hand, is literally over here making sure that there's no loopholes in what should be a very simple sentence. So no, teacher, I am not ready. My assignment is not ready.
Okay.
Could always just make sure we get their safe sound one piece, and
Yeah, no, definitely trying to.
Yeah,
use the verbiage
one piece
correctly.
would be then we are all one being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta use the right verbiage here.
as everybody forms into one amalgamation.
Yeah, and make sure you also include a teleport with all their stuff on them.
No, I know.
So they're not just teleported there naked.
You know,
Oh.
it's
Cold.
again
With all our stuff and 10,000 extra gold.
Nope. See, you more you ask, the worse it is. You have to be clear.
Yeah,
and
because that gold
concise.
would be on top of us and crush us the moment we spawn in.
Yeah,
Uncanny dodge.
good for you.
I'd also like to put on this ring of warmth that I have in my inventory that I just realized. Didn't
Absolutely.
put it on
Oh, yeah.
before.
Yeah, I probably should too, shouldn't I? Totally forgot about that as well.
Yeah.
Would we have been able to attune to that?
I would allow it because you got the equivalence of a long rest, and usually people do that between a short or long rest. They take time to attune. So
Yeah.
it would escalate
I
the
would-
process greatly.
How to attune?
So
Oh, right click on the name of it, and there's going to be a drop down for attune or not to attune.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
And then there should also be the equipped icon next to it on the right
Yeah.
side.
That's what I did first.
And I would say, as the two of you equip those, almost immediately after your you attune to it, you would feel this wave of warm energy engulf your body, as if you're not up in the north, like you're somewhere farther south, like Hiroshima or like Three Boar's Tusk, where it's rather warm all the time. Your body feels as though you're not anywhere near cold weather, and you no longer have to worry about wearing heavy clothing when you venture out places.
I look down at my legs. Did I pee myself?
So, above table, I would like clarification on one spell.
Sure.
Because it reads diamonds worth 300 gold.
Yep.
So it can be a mixture, but it has to be a diamond, though, correct? We established that.
Has to be diamond. Has to be
Okay.
a total value, whether it is one diamond or many diamonds, that equate at least 300 gold.
Now, Lady Grandelfa is about to be done here with his saying. This might be a tall order to ask. I have a few gems I would be willing to trade if you have a certain material that I'm looking for. Would you have a diamond or two worth 300 gold or more? I have two gems here worth 250 gold apiece, and then I have two rubies worth 50 gold apiece. So if you have got two worth 300, I would greatly appreciate trading. Or if you'd like to maybe throw me a discount, that'd be appreciated as well. But yeah,
She would look at the gems that you have in front of you and begin looking them over. I want you to make a persuasion check.
straight roll.
Straight roll.
And Aethros, can you maybe guide me here, bud?
Great roll.
Alright.
Hey, you didn't need any help. You just got to believe in yourself.
She would turn the gems over and like take her thumb and like kind of polish one of them that's seen a bit of dirt. Yeah, I'd be willing to make a trade with you. We have items such as these in our stores, but these are in rather good condition. I would trade all of your items there for the diamonds that you seek.
Boom. I give her two gems worth 250 apiece and two rubies.
That would get you a total of two. I would give you a total of 2 diamonds. Their total value would be, and she like grunt. She herself would like pause and then run to the back, and she would come back out with 2 diamonds, each worth 300 gold pieces. So it'd be like a straight trade, the gems for the diamonds.
And I'm going to put that on my person. And I'm going to say an Elvish prayer and say thank you in Elvish.
And she would just like give you a nod, but like one of an inquisitive nature. Doesn't seem to respond. Otherwise, seems to be looking at the party, who's kind of gathering their many potions of healing that they have. You look a
Now
bit
that I got
stressed
this
there,
thing
Ona.
warm-
What was that?
Now that I have this ring of warmth, I'm going to start throwing my blankets all on the floor. Up all of them. Anyone wants to pick up the blankets. There are now 16 of them on the floor.
Jesus Christmas. As you just like whip out of like seemingly nowhere, this large chain of just
Yeah,
blanket
can he pull
upon
him out of his
blanket.
sleeve?
You have no idea.
It's truly a mystery how Aethros is able to pull all of these off of his person. And he just drops them on the floor. I mean, I don't think we need them here, but okay. And she like tells one of her Durgar like, "Do you want to gather those? I'm sure we'll find use for them at some point. Let's throw them in storage for now." And they just like give this like shrug, and the look on their face seems to indicate that they're a little irritated that they have to go and pick up somebody else's blankets, but they do it anyway for her.
I'm just staring at my
Yeah,
fancy
those-
new ring. So happy.
Those blankets have not been washed either, so they're probably
Oh, I'm sure they smell
Oh, yeah.
awful.
There's probably blood all over them too.
Someone
Used
got
those
wounded
towels
at
a
some
couple
point.
times.
It just leaked all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I can keep going with requests. I mean, there's a bucket list my guy actually wants to do, but I'm gonna kind of look at. Oh no, you ready, bud?
No. I mean, I guess I am. I can wing it, but you're the devil is in the details in this, and I am double guessing everything I'm writing because every time I put down something, it's like, nope, we're about to get screwed.
Okay,
You want
well,
Pharaoh's
I'll make-
That's what you have so far, and we can give you.
Effectively, I
Feedback.
have what I have written clearly because I'm writing on the secret paper. What I have clearly is we need to have our group of adventurers, the Broken, including like all names listed clearly for the creature, and then like comma. Stop, Faye, get down. That's not in the contract. My dog's attacking me. Stop. Kneet, comma, the sheriff, with like full name so that we're not getting a random sheriff. To be teleported to Bryn'Shander safely and immediately once our contract settlement is completed. And then I'm trying to get past that because there's like other details, obviously, but
So, Kneet's
secretly
already.
around the edges of the paper, like in the Santa Claus, I'm writing in like several
Kneet-
different languages in hidden script.
Kneet's already in Bryn'Shander though.
No, but I want everybody in one place at one time so we don't have to waste time looking for them.
So one thing that I would also say, or Ebron would say to Ono, is you mentioned the Broken with us. Tilly, Zabane, and the Automaton are not in there. So did you say the Broken, including these guys, along with Tilly, Zabane?
Honestly, I'm not including them because I don't think they want to go with us. If they want to go, I'll include them, but I'm not including them on purpose because
I look over at Tilly. Tilly, you guys staying here? Or are you going with us?
I don't want to stay here any longer than I have to, if I'm being honest.
So your only options are either you stay here, you leave and you have to walk out of here, or you come with us and you're gonna have to fight a dragon.
If it means I can get to people, I'll fight the fucking dragon.
okay, so
I'm gonna kind of
add-
lift my glass up towards Tilly and be like, cheers.
I like you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I add
You get-
Tilly, Zabane, and the automaton.
She, Tilly would look, like, at you, Ono, and she almost would, like, instinctively, like, at your eye level, like, pull you a little bit closer with, like the scruff of your shirt. You get me to Bryn'Shander, my friends and I, we'll do whatever you fucking want to that lightning tank of yours. Do you want it lighter? We'll figure out a way to make it lighter. You just gotta get us there.
Oh man, Ono is probably so aroused.
Oh yeah.
You should, like, let go.
no! Just under the table, you just hear thump.
That's not
go.
okay. Physically for Ono, not possible. Secondly, Ono's ace, no. But
Hey, did I say sexually aroused?
intellectually I go, all right, Tilly. Now I'm in the middle of trying to write magical stuff. That's not fair. You can't throw that stuff at me.
I'm just saying, don't leave me here. And don't leave Zabane either.
No,
It's just-
I would not. Zabane, you're literally I feel bad for Quill because Quill was all right, but you're the coolest. Sorry, Tilly. Zabane is pretty cool. I mean, look at the eyebrows. Anywho,
Okay, well, Ono readjusts what he's gonna say now.
I'm adding the automaton.
Lady Grindolfa, this might be an odd request. Do you have any books that increase your abilities, whether it be my strength, anything to read to boost me overall. I've got an alchemy book. I've got a book about beasts that I've read, stealth, and a few others. I would be really interested if anything could boost my strength. But if you have anything I could buy that way, it might be a weird request, like I said, but
I
Yeah.
know Exhibit A of why Ebron shouldn't go in the amulet. Just list the things you want.
I like. I
I just
mean,
want to get out of here. Like,
As you have this conversation with Lady Grandelfa, she would like think over your requests for a moment, and then she'd shake her head. Nah, I'm sorry, dearie. I don't really have anything like that in my stores.
nope, that's perfectly fine.
Not really spell-focused here. More gemstones and grit.
Do you have any enhanced armor, like someone like myself could use, or a longbow, or a short bow?
She would measure you up and down, just like with her eyes. Make a persuasion check. Very nice. Just gotta see what you currently have. Other armor.
I have short, for armor-wise.
Now I'm looking to see, like, in general from the things that you asked, like, what your current stats on those are.
Gotcha. Right now I've got leather armor worth 10 gold. I've got a short bow, technically 2 long bows, I think 2 long swords, and a short sword. Because I got stuff in the Drider fight I didn't put up.
Right. She would look to you, Ebron. She'd look at the gear that you have on your back. I might have something you might be interested in. Maybe not, though. That other bow you carry looks like it might be a bit more suited to your elven needs. And she would, like, whisper into, like, one of her Duragar's ears. They would disappear for a moment and come back with a short bow that seems to be a little bit more mechanically sound in design than the one that you're carrying. This one here, you'd be, well, the best that we here, us dwarves of sorts, can wield is that of the short bow. It just fits our hands a bit better than a longbow does. I mean, for God's sakes, look at that thing. It's almost my height. And she would hold it out to you. You see it's very, like, mechanical in design. It's almost like the equivalent of, like, compared to a standard drawstring bow, like that of almost like a compound bow in fantasy settings. You get more tension on this than the one you'll carry there. There's mechanisms that increase that restriction so you hit a little bit harder. Stat-wise, it would just be a +1 short bow. So you'd have +1 on attack and damage rolls with it.
What's the what would a fine instrument like this that the mighty dwarves of the area craft cost an adventurer like myself?
Well, generally standard, we'd be looking at about 600 gold pieces for the amount of time and effort goes into this design. But I would cut you a deal as a group here, since you've already made several purchases and are going to hopefully stop 10 towns from being destroyed. Call it an even 500.
Sidetrack.
Oh yeah, no, she seems like she's genuinely trying to part with this item. You feel that the quality of the bow itself probably has a higher value than what she initially even asked.
Yeah, seems like a good price.
Maybe if you ask Kitty nicely, he'll help.
Wait, is
What am I
Kitty
doing?
now Food
What?
Daddy?
You have
What am I
mashed
doing?
potatoes literally in your mane. How did you do that?
What am I helping with? What am I doing? What?
Get the mashed potatoes out of your main, and Ebrin would like to ask you a request. Ebrin, go.
I'm thinking at the moment, Lady Grandatha. Give me a moment here. Let's pan back to Ono and see if he's come up with anything yet.
Ono is desperately scrawling magical script along the edges as best as they can to, like, again, I'm abusing this magical item right now in, like, the most arcane way.
You
to
seem
try
to
to
be
make
doing
sure-
a lot of writing over there. Is there something else you can be asking for?
Yes, I'm just making... No, I'm not asking for anything in particular. I'm just making sure all edges are sealed.
Inside of 24?
You would read across Ono's face without the ability to read.
I'm freaking out, man.
No, I am...
I learned to read in this moment.
Yes, this is the moment you read all of what Ono is writing. Ono is putting quite literally 100% of their attention into making sure that everything goes seamlessly, start to finish with this, so that way we can walk away from this deal and not have an issue later on down the road that is going to be detrimental to our lives or other people's lives in the future. It is quite literally like every bit of focus in Ono's eyes right now is dedicated to not letting down the family.
Okay, so all Aethos was trying to figure out was, like, if you're trying to put something extra in there for yourself and you're saying no.
No, hell no.
Okay.
You would, if you're like close to my cheek, you would hear Ono be muttering under their breath, like, and the contract is null and void once the wish grantor abuses and or double crosses the wish grantee or any parties mentioned there or the adjacent third parties included and or excluded depending on, and like there's an immense amount of legalese that Ono is just muttering under their breath.
All right. Yep. Leave you to that then.
So for mechanical purpose, DM, I'm quite literally just in the cut and dry sense of I am making the very clear statement of we need to go, our group of adventurers, the Broken, like all encompassing names included, Tilly, Zabane, the Automaton, Kneet, and the Sheriff, name included, to be teleported to Bryn'Shander safely and immediately, unharmed and unmarred, unmolested, intact, once our contract settlement is complete to destroy a dragon. And then everything along the edge of this fire paper that I'm writing magically to be hidden is quite literally legalese of it. It is like the Christmas, the Santa Claus thing, where it's like the contract is null and void once the wish grantor abuses and or double crosses the parties and or mentioned adjacent, so on and so forth. The wish grantor will be fully sealed back into the amulet prison it is in currently, and the party that it has granted the wish to will still get its wish. Nothing bad will happen, so on and so like that. I'm making it so that way if he or she or what it is double crosses us, it is the worst life decision it has ever made, because this lady has now given access to me, a person who used to write contracts for a person who was already double crossing people. This is bread and butter for Ono.
Okay. So long story short, if it double crosses the party, it's going to be a straight up bad time.
It's straight up. Effectively, the devil is in the details. If this devil or demon or whatever it is tries to double cross, double speak, abuse its and or authority against us, try to get us to harm and or ourselves or the other people or whatever, once this contract is fulfilled or before, during, or after this contract, it will be null and void. It will be fully sealed back into the amulet, and we still get away scot-free while getting our wish.
It's the dumbest thing I'm going to say all night. Probably.
Okay. Checks out.
Feverishly writing my quill is just going insane. And I'm writing every different letter I'm writing is in a different language that I know. So that it is still arcanically correct, sigil wise, but it's that much more difficult to read. I'm putting literally all my 18 intelligence into this dude.
I can tell.
Beads of sweat down my face.
Okay. So. Okay. So, your contract itself will send everybody, basically everybody who wants to go and or you are expecting to meet to one location,
The ideal,
which is Bryn'Shander.
Yes, the ideal situation of like, okay, all of us, like the current party present, you know, Big Toon, Aethros, Ebrin, bro, I really want to call you the Eldritch Blast slinging warlock, but you're not, and it's killing me, Miras. But no, Miras, our buddy Miras, Tilly, Zabane, the automaton, and then Kanit has to be there. Obviously, you know, Spit is included in our family of the adventurers, the broken.
Yeah.
Same for, you know, Arini and stuff. The sheriff, I've written the sheriff's name down like 3 times, and I cannot go through my notes fast enough. But the sheriff with name included, because I don't want to get a random sheriff to show up, to be like magically transported, teleported very clearly. I don't want it to be like afterwards or plane shifted or people are going to get thrown up or like split in half or friggin' merged or whatever. To Bryn'Shander safely and immediately, unharmed and intact, unmolested, once our contract settlement is completed. To destroy a dragon. That is literally the reason why we need to get there. So that if it wants to be like, oh, so you want some magic, blah, 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 blah. No, we're just trying to destroy a dragon.
Okay. Seems legit.
Odo holds the paper up and goes, that's what I'm going to say. Anybody have a problem? Anybody want to add anything? Anybody want to go?
You want to go by yourself, or do you want someone to go with you?
I mean, in the perfect sense of, I would absolutely love someone to go with me. You know, I would love someone to go with me. You want me to be honest. You know, not necessarily scared, just more nervous. I would feel less nervous if I had, like, you know, I turn and look at you, Aethros. I'm like, honestly, like, if you want to go, I'm cool. And then I kind of like lean past you and I'm like, look at Miras. I'm like, Miras, you too. Honestly, if you want to go, you know, and again, I'm not turning at Ebrin. Again, this is not. I just don't want to make any mistakes, Ebrin, and I want to make sure that if we go in there, we get out quickly and we get done quickly. So I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, so I turned to was it Lady Trumalda, or and after, how long does it usually take when someone goes in the amulet?
What will feel like a good amount of time passing within the amulet will be a matter of seconds out here.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Okay.
But
cool.
in the amulet, it will be a lot longer.
It might be a few minutes, it might feel like an eternity. I don't know, I've never been myself.
Okay, alright.
Cool. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't go alone, I feel like. Just so you don't go insane.
A little wild, yeah, that would probably... I'd probably mess with, you know, my head. Maybe a little bit, who knows. I mean, I've been in the plane of neutrality, so, like, time, is like a soup.
I like soup.
Also like
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Alright, we're wasting time, we're giving the dragon time. We gotta make a decision. Go in.
I hold the sheet up. I'm
fine going with you.
okay. I guess I am prepared. If everybody's okay with this contract that I will be presenting, hopefully they will buy it and they don't come up with their some crazy alternative or whatever. I don't know. Anybody objections? Speak now or forever hold your peas and carrots. Okay. All right. Okay, lady. Like shove a piece of biscuit in my face. All right. I'm ready.
All right then. Remember, stick to your guns. Don't give in to temptation.
Take your cat.
Have some grit. And she would take her thumb and she would bite it with her teeth to kind of get it to bleed a little bit, and then she would after setting the amulet down on the table, she would just from top to bottom runs like a streak of blood across the amulet. You would see it glow a bright red, emanating outward from the inlaid gemstone in the middle, outwards into this very ornately but subtly hidden infernal text that reads along the outside. It would glow an extremely bright color, and she would hold it out to the two people who are going to go inside. It was Ono and Athros, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're going to want to take it. If I hold on to it while you two go, there's a chance one of you might not go and I might go in your place. So she lets go of it and puts it in front of the two of you.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. And we hope at the same time, hopefully, just touch it. And...
Yeah. As the two of you grab on to the amulet, what you would see, the two of you, is it looks like a red vapor beginning to emanate outward from the floor, all the tiles of the stonework. You would see red vapor beginning to pour up. You would look around the walls themselves. It would be creeping out of any cracks that it can find. And the last thing you would see from your party at the moment is it would be Grandelpha taking a step back, looking at the rest of the party and beginning to say something, and then she would disappear from the two of your vision. I'm going to say Ono and Athros head over to individual moments. I gotta use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I have something that could potentially help a lot, but only lasts 1 minute.
Maybe all we need is 1 minute.
That's why I tried to ask, how long does it usually take? And he's like, it's only a couple seconds here, but in that plane, it's maybe for a long time.
Yeah. Zone of truth.
Right.
Basically, it can give us advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throw.
Oof. Yeah, that would be.
But only for a minute.
Only for a minute. That's clutch, though. That's clutch. Yeah, no, that might be the ticket. Because honestly, I don't think me hucking a magic missile at this thing would be a good idea. So
yeah, if magic will have been worth there, we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's just we go in there, we do our best. We use every bit of wisdom and intelligence we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
geez.
head on over to the private chat and let us know how it goes.
Bye.
Still technically psionically linked, so I don't know if that works in a different plane.
We'll see. We'll see. Bye.
Alright, now it's me and the quiet guys.
I was gonna let it marinate for a little bit more, but
Day. And
Yeah.
God, he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as your vision is clouded with this red vapor, and you see, like I said, Lady Grandalfa seeming like about to talk to the rest of the party. Everything seems to come to a standstill as this vapor fills the entire room. You look to look to Athros, and you see him also being like engulfed, and then Athros, as you look to Oh No, as like you're grabbing onto this amulet, you would see him disappear as well. And a moment passes where you're essentially, you feel as though you're still standing in the room, and you look down to the floor, both of you, and you can still see directly below where you're standing, but you can't see literally anything else. Heavily obscured everywhere. Out of nowhere, the air that you're breathing, it was essentially cold and heavy before, now seems dry and arid, as the vapor slowly begins to dissipate, extending outward from the two of you's visions. It extends and continues to recede for what seems to be 60 feet, 100 feet, 120 feet. And then, while it continues, as you look around, you see that you seem to be on some form of platform, a plateau, something. You look around up in the air, and all you see is nothing but a grayish-brown sky, with the exception of what looks to be an eclipsed sun, high up in the air. At this point, Athros, oh no, you would be able to see each other inside what looks to be this domain. You look around beyond this plateau, and all you see are the occasional spire, upward to about juts outward and upward, I should say, to about the level that you're standing on right now. You look at the ground. The brickwork from the room still seems to be present, albeit maybe either aged slightly, or there's something different about it. But overall, the appearance seems to be the same as what you had just left. You see in front of you what looks to be a large circle with 5 smaller circles in the shape of a star in the middle, and engraved along the edge of this circle seems to be some form of script written in Infernal, as well as what looks to be an older Draconic for anybody who could understand either of those languages.
I can do the Draconic. I can't do the Infernal.
Yeah, I know Draconic, but I can't read, so.
That's fair. As the two of you look to each other, look around, there doesn't seem to be any being here. It looks as if you're essentially all alone on this plateau. What would you like to do?
Immediately, as soon as I see Athros and kind of make the connection of like the floor and everything, I think to Ebrin and Bictune and Miris. Does it go out? Just testing. It probably won't.
It does not.
The psionic link, yeah.
Yes. So then I look at Athros and I check the link between him and I, and if it is working at all, it probably won't.
It does not.
Of course.
Sorry, I was just seeing if we still had the mind thing. We don't.
Yeah. No.
This is okay.
What's with the glyph thingy over there? Do you think that might be where we need to go.
Let's go take a peek at it. So there's like a circular star and the glyph thing is separate, or they're two, sorry.
So there is a large glyphed circle,
Okay.
and then within that there is 5 more circles in the shape of a star.
Got it.
And then of those there is one that seems to still be emanating some form of like a pulsating magic, which you could probably signify as it's the last request, essentially.
So then, adjacent to that one, the one that's glowing, I start at the one that's inactive and just start reading the script as fast as I can. Mostly Draconic, right? It was like Draconic and Infernal.
Right. Those were the 2 scripts for what seemed to be on the glyphs.
Is it like, no, I mean, like, yeah, I would assume it's like the glyphs for like the imprisonment kind of our magic. You'd safely assume. Yeah,
it's some form of abjuration magic, some form of ward that's keeping this being here.
Copy. Yeah, I like that. I'm like, this is. All right, this is the groundwork they did. It's it's good. It's good. I hate to. I don't know if we should touch this or stand by it real quick. I kind of like stand near it, not touching it. I'm kind of, I guess,
we just call out to it, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I was kind of
like, hey, we're here to make a deal.
Right, yeah. And Ono just looks up and kind of loudly presents. Warm greetings and salutations, being, we've come to make a request.
What is your... You 2 have a passive perception of 15, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, mine's 15.
Yes.
So, as you're, like, making this shout to, like, say, like, hey, we have a request, you don't see them appear, but you feel as though, like, comfort-wise, as if they were there the entire time, and you just hear this voice utter from behind you. Well, you're certainly a formal one. And you look behind you and you see what looks like a small child. A gray-brown cloak of sorts that they seem to be wearing. A hood over their face, but you can see the glow of an orange light coming from their eye sockets. I can't say most people who come in here are the respectful sort. And he, like, as you hear them talk, you see reaching out from the glowing circle from within the glyph, a chain that seems to be linked to their ankle. You don't recall hearing this appear or disappear. It seems that when they materialized, it must have as well. And they, like, look down and you just hear them utter the word, "Damn. So, you're not..." And they look to you and they see, like, Ono being a no, and they look up to Aethros and they're not a dwarf.
Yeah.
You're not from the Musgard family, are you?
No. To plainly and quickly answer your question, and again, as a response, we had no idea we were expecting you and this visage, or any visage at all. So if this is your preferred visage, or if this is what you want to show us, I guess thank you. But no, we had struck a deal with the lady of the house, the current lady of the house, a descendant.
It's the point. It goes into a little... you want to see this done.
Would you like to see who I was expecting, truthfully, to be here?
No, thank you. Honestly.
Tell them what we want.
Yep, we're just gonna get right to it. So I pull the contract out. So we, very clearly,
and I read the contract off. If you want me to reread it, dude, I guess I can, but otherwise it's the
Yeah,
exact
you read
same
it
thing.
once already.
Yeah, I was gonna say I read it as plain and as legalese, not skipping a beat, not making a mistake, and like hold it, and I go, this is what we need, and as we understand it, you are a person who can do this. Yes or no? Do you accept the contract?
I am someone who could do this for you. But might I ask why you want to go to Bryn'Shander?
I mean, what's concern?
What'd you say?
Yeah, that was all
None of
muffled.
your concern.
No, I'm not concerned.
Also, it is not. Yes, what he said, and also
I point to destroy a dragon.
Well, I can't say I've seen many dragons north here in Ten Towns. Usually they're a bit farther north. The big glacier this time of year, I'm sure, is heavenly. And you see, like, this child seems to, like, kind of like float, not quite standing on their own two legs. They're, like, hovering in place. But you're here to want me, to ask me, demand of me, to send you there.
But, not a demand. Is just more of a request, because we were posed with a request, as you are an entity that can fulfill requests.
I am. Would you like to see what demand I was expecting of you?
Nope.
I point back to the contract.
Yeah. Here.
And I apparate my quill.
Are you sure you want to go through with this? Truthfully, you realize that by having me complete this, I will no longer be bound here. Is that something you want? Think carefully now.
It's in the contract.
Points to the sign here.
But you're all no fun. I was really hoping there'd be someone who would entertain me coming to talk to me this time. I don't get many visitors, you see. Not since the imprisonment.
Could I make a history check or a religion check? Specifically in the it feels like we're dealing with not just like a far realm being. It feels like we're about to make a full blown devil. Is this like a devil? Can I make a roll to see if this is a full blown devil?
If you're looking to see if they're some form of devil, I feel like it'd be more of a insight versus like a history, maybe a religion. I would say I would give you, you can either do insight to like try to perceive them better, or religion to see like based off of their characteristics right now what kind of vibes it gives off.
I guess, yeah, like, the normal go-to, I'll do a religion check, just like the normal go-to is like, is this the normal beat of what a devil would be like leaning in the version of like their drum, like it doesn't matter what part of the hells they come from. It's like, am I dealing with a devil?
Okay.
And can I do an insight check as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm not guiding myself because I don't want them to see any auxiliary magic.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
no.
public. You're probably gonna freak.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Oh no, it's really hard for you to read.
Okay.
You've read up on like devilish deals in the past, and like both consequences and like beneficial things that have happened because of them. But it's really hard for you to read, is this actually someone from the far realm, or is this a devil in disguise? You can't make certain. Athros, on the other hand, I would say you have a glimpse of something in your a glimpse of something that it kind of just sparks in the back of your mind, an image from what you swear was your past but you can't prove it, of a shadowy being present somewhere in your hometown, that you get the same vibes from that, but at the same time it doesn't like looking at this person in front of you, this form that it's decided to take, you don't really sense a fiendish nature coming from it. I mean, you're not like a paladin with divine sense, but like you've had a little bit of experience with like fiendish types, and this doesn't give you that feeling at all. You don't feel like you're standing face to face with like a devil or a demon.
He's not a demon child. Okay.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. So based off of my 10, if I just plainly discerned, okay, fine. Can I wildly just be like, is this a aspect of Shar? Just wildly.
This doesn't give you the same like dread. I mean, whether or not this helps you, this doesn't give you the same dreadful feeling that you would have experienced inside the Sharan temple below Bryn'Shander.
Okay, cool. Okay.
This seems to be something entirely different. It's magic. Its presence seems foreign to all of you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh no, just no waver. I have a steady pace on my breath, and I like very Disney hand. The contract is up in one hand gently, and I Disney wave to the other side, and the pen glides over to their hand, respectfully at a respectful distance, and I make no more verbal comments, and I just go, I kind of shrug my shoulders and insinuate the contract.
Okay. As the pen floats forward to the child standing before you, they look up to the eclipsed sun that is high overhead, and they look down to all of you, or the two of you. Sorry, I should say. So used to talking to the whole party. All for a trip to the capital of the north. Really? And they take the pen. I truly thought there would be more to all of you.
In the contract, plainly written.
Yes, I see your contract. And they would begin to sign something on the paper, and they would look to the two of you. I do wonder, though, is this all going to be in vain? Or are you going to succeed on your conquest? Regardless of if you succeed or if you perish, you see a large grin come across the face of the child, almost inhuman of sorts. It stretches farther back, upwards into the cheekbones. You see a set of razor sharp teeth and a glimmer of orange kind of sparking out of that eye socket.
I just gesture gently to Athros, in that kind of don't say anything sense, and I use that same hand to gently wave for her to finish.
I will send you to where you desire, since you're not going to entertain me here. Maybe when we're out in the real world, you'll see me again. Oh, don't worry, children. I'm not going to hurt you. I've had a lot of time to think being in here. But there's many sights I would like to see. Many changes to this world that I'd like to experience. And I so graciously cannot wait. And it's they finish writing whatever it is they're writing on this paper. Thank you for this opportunity. We'll meet again.
As she says that, very quickly, I say very politely, I go, much appreciated. Again, if this is a raw deal and, either of us are not happy with this, hey, sorry it wasn't a cool interaction. By the way, weird setup, but, I dig the vibe.
And you would see they would like raise their hand up in the air, and honestly, they would just snap their fingers, and as if being pulled like backwards by force rather quickly, you snap back to your physical bodies. But the mist that you had seen before, the red mist that had engulfed the room, still emanates there, and you would like look as you like. I would say the two of you are close enough together. You would look down to each other, and you would see each of your forms being enveloped in this mist, and then with an audible pop, all of you would, everyone in your party would be essentially transported to Bryn'Shander. But we can talk about that in the standard chat. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Hope we did good. Ben, I hope
Yeah.
we did okay.
I feel like it, but
You know,
there's a bigger problem for later.
hey, that's a bigger problem for later. You know
Yeah.
what? It's fine.
That's tomorrow's problem.
That's tomorrow's problem. We'll deal with Hadroon, and then we'll deal
Yeah.
with this nameless god or deity or the like.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Fine.
let's get back in general.
Everybody in the party here, the only things you would hear being said would be after Grandelpha gives Aethros and Ono the amulet, you would hear her just kind of utter to all of you, "This takes effect rather quickly. You're all going to want to prepare," and as she can't even finish the word prepare, with an audible pop, all of you would see yourselves transported to the just outside the town hall in the city of Bryn'Shander.
Before we would have teleported, and while you were doing your thing with them, could I have traded 2 short bows worth 50 gold, 2 long swords worth 30 gold, a large Yeti pellet worth 100 gold, 2 heavy crossbows worth 100 gold, and a long bow worth 50 gold, and add an extra 170 gold to buy that compound bow?
Nope.
Fuck! Alright, I wouldn't have done it then.
Yeah, it seems like they went in and almost instantaneously, like before she could finish that sentence, we were all gone.
I said
Yeah.
in the contract it was immediate.
Like not oh hey, they're back out and now we're good. And
I
now
thought
we can go.
about 5 minutes. I thought about saying 5 minutes from now, but then I was like, this person may have a fucked up concept of time. Let's not test that water.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as they go in, alright, Lady Grandelpha, and then, boop, fuck!
Yeah.
Yep. pretty
You're-
much.
We're standing out in front of the town hall, and I turn and I go, well, that worked, and let's not worry about what happened. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
I'd like to check my person to make sure I have everything and I'm okay.
No,
Yeah,
you
I'd like
should
to
have
either roll for
everything.
perception or just check the party as a whole.
I mean, you are more than welcome to verify your items on your person.
I'm just gonna make.
I have no idea.
I'm
You
just
seem
gonna,
like yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna
That's
look.
right. I'm vaguely aware.
I'm gonna
You
look
have flare
around.
glimmer, and that's all that matters.
Let's go.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just looking around. I'm literally like, as we bamf, I go, okay, it clearly worked of us, and I just do a quick head count of the entire party. And do I see Arini? Do I see Kneet? Do I see Spit? Do I see the sheriff, Tilly, Zabane, the automaton?
You would see, just outside of town hall, or just outside of town hall, every single person that was requested to be there did in fact appear there. As like you would look over and you would see Arini, and Arini would be like, "Holy shit!
Hey, it worked.
Jesus!"
Well, no, it's Ono, but I know
And she
it's been a
would
while
she would
since
immediately
we've
like
seen-
run up and just give you a hug.
Yes, it worked. I look at Aethros and I go, it worked. It worked. For now, it worked. It worked.
Yep.
Okay. We got Arini. This is awesome to see you. This is fantastic to see you. And Spit. Yes, Spit. Gosh, you look
How's-
huge. You look literally bigger. How is that? Never mind. I don't get it. Kneet, hi. Welcome back. Or welcome us back. Anywho, we Dragon coming. time frame. I do a quick time check. I think you said 3 hours, so I assume it's been like we were like 20, 45 minutes at dinner, so maybe like 3 hours or less than 3 hours.
You would have, based off of my own timekeeping, you have about an hour and a half left before it officially will probably hit Bryn'Shander.
Perfect. So then I go, okay, we have about an hour and a half, give or take. A dragon is coming to town. That's not a song for us to write right now, Arini, but maybe afterwards. We gotta fight a dragon? Sorry?
I look at the sheriff. So, do you guys have any ballistas or heavy damaging things? You know, get the town people warned. Let's go, type
Not
thing.
to sully, not to sully your family reunion, if you wish to have one. But yeah, we kind of need to have like a, Athros, do you have thaumaturgy, like ready to rock?
Yeah.
Can you thaumaturgy me?
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you slap me with thaumaturgy,
Well,
Oh, yeah.
shouldn't we have the sheriff do it, considering this is his town?
that's
But
fine.
whatever. You guys do you.
I'm just gonna say, attention, citizens of Bryn'Shander. This is an announcement, a non-violent announcement from an associate of the sheriff of Bryn'Shander. A dragon is coming to town. All hands on deck. We need every available man, woman, and child who is willing to defend this town and 10 towns as a whole to stand as a community and as one. This has been a message from the Broken. Please and thank you. Please don't run.
Please and thank you. Please don't run. About that.
And don't panic.
And don't panic. Also, if you have a towel, that helps. It's unnecessary, but whatever.
Okay, I want you to make a performance check for me, Ono, with advantage from thaumaturgy.
Oh, okay. I dare not ask to guide myself. I would just I'll just roll it.
If
Oof.
You would see that there are many townsfolk that are within the range of the town square, that they seem to hear you, but it seems to be only a few of them seem to take your message seriously as you
that's fair.
as you get it outward. You would hear the sheriff the sheriff would kind of pat you on the back just with like his armored gauntlet that he has. It's okay, son. I understand. I'll get my guard to help spread the message. It's true, and like sheriff would like look to like Kanit and Arini. There's a dragon coming. Big metal boy. Not like the white dragons that we normally see up here. This one's entirely homemade, it looks like. And he would like look around to see if there's any of his guards nearby, and he would like shout out to one of them, "You start warning the townsfolk to hunker down or something. Be mentally prepared." And then he'd look to another one, "You, get me Duvessa." And then the third one would be like, "And you, I'm gonna need some coffee."
Now go. He
I got
said
some preparing to
coffee.
do. It's like, oh, fuck. He's like, okay. And he's like, takes off, running inside the into the town hall. Two of them would actually, technically, yeah.
I turned to Ebron. I'm like, I think that's the one you yelled at.
That I don't fucking know. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think that might have been the one you yelled at.
Athros,
Good.
I want you to make a Arcana check with advantage. Be Athros.
Ooh, Arcana with advantage.
Oh shit! If I notice he's doing that, I want to tap him. He's probably... Oh, never mind.
Athros, you feel there's something about this town square that feels very familiar to you, and you can't initially put your finger on it. But you would, Arini would come up to you, Athros, and say, whatever it was that happened down below Bryn'Shander, I know we can talk a bit more in depth about it later, but ever since you guys did what you did, there's been and she she would turn her vision behind her, so like you guys would do like a 180, and she would point, and you would see in the middle of town square, as all of you had spawned in, facing the building itself, behind you sits a dimly lit sphere with a very small black orb in the middle. None of us can go near it.
What?
I was hoping that maybe you might know something about this thing in the middle of town. Since you're, the one who does the dome of dim light and such.
Yeah, I totally know what that is, and I definitely can go in it. And I walk over there with
Yeah,
Just-
definitely no hesitation at all. Like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
This orb of dim light almost seems to call to you. Like, you don't know why it feels familiar, but there's something about it that you can't help but feel like this warm feeling, as if it was like a part of your past. But you in no way can seem to remember anything about this. You don't remember being told anything about these things. It innately feels familiar to you. Miris, I would say for you too, as Aethros begins to walk towards that dimly lit orb, you would feel for but a moment your hand pulsate, just once, enough to let you know that it happened. But as you look over your hand, you don't really see you don't see the mark appear. You don't see it glow. You just you would catch it as it goes out after this initial pulse, the symbol from your patron.
Got it.
So you're heading towards the dim globe, Aethros.
Yeah.
As
Where are you going? What are you doing?
Just going to check out this sphere of darkness. Don't worry, I got it.
What's that thing?
As you approach the edge of this dimly lit orb, Arini would have followed you to it, and she would say, "Yeah, when any of us here in town, myself included, and Spit and Kenit, when we try to move beyond this point, it'd be quite a painful experience. This formed shortly after everything resolved, and she would it kind of indicate her hand to see if you'll take a step inside, or try to.
Yeah, I'll just go for it. No hesitation.
You
Just believe that I can walk through it.
I love it.
you take a moment. You place your you extend your hand outward, and your hand, with no effort at all, disappears into that dim light. And Irini lets out a gasp of kind of like a cross between excitement and concern, as you're able to step inside this dimly lit area. This area itself is, I would say, about a 15-foot radius, and then in the immediate center seems to be what looks to be almost like a broken orb, a broken sphere of sorts. It's like a third of what it could have been, and it just emanates this shadow outward from it. You almost feel as if something is calling you to it.
How closely does it resemble that sphere of darkness that was in the temple below the city? We saw it go up, right?
You saw, you in your vision saw an orb rising up into the air, which seems to be the one that rose above Bryn'Shander when the town was essentially sealed within itself, and you guys disappeared below. But there was the orb that you guys did shatter, which essentially just popped like a very large arcane bubble. This has the same shade and hue of the one that you encountered deep below Bryn'Shander, but you don't get the same feeling of dread that you had gotten from being in the Temple of Shar. This seems to be something entirely different. That seems to be calling for you to come to it. It does seem to be connected, but not in the way, not in the way that would raise Sharon concerns. You can't quite put your finger on what it might be.
Okay, so yeah, I go closer to it. I touch it.
As you touch it, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
Okay, that's not a crit.
Okay. Athros, I want you to rejoin me in individual moments, please.
Oh,
Okay.
pickle. Oh, pickle.
That was so close to being a good roll.
It was really,
really
close,
close.
Yeah.
dude.
Alright.
So as you touch this third of a sphere, you watch as it from the first moment that you touch it, it seems to unravel itself and like crawl up your finger like a tendril, and you want to pull your hand back to like resist it, but your hand cannot move as this thing seemingly like wraps itself around your body and then shatters, disappearing. As it shatters and engulfs your body in darkness, this deep shadow that comes out of its form. You feel yourself almost being not quite pulled. Sorry, I got trickle in my throat. You feel yourself being almost pulled out of your body, but your willpower is able to keep you there. And as you look around, like this dark, what do you want to call it? This dark dome surrounding you. You can't see outward anymore. What once was a dim light is now completely encasing you in darkness. You feel something familiar as you, your eyes, like you close your eyes for a moment, and as you open them, you find yourself as a child on your family homestead. Your parents having some form of shrine to Saloon, like on like the mantle of a fireplace, and they talk to you several times over the course of this vision here about the importance of at least giving what is due and like being grateful for the items that we've been given in life for the sake of the farm, for the quality of life that you have. And you like acknowledge this as a child, but like not truly understand the direct need for it. We cut forward as you close your eyes to like blink. You open them again, and you're a bit older now, maybe 13 or 14, and you see like you're like working as a part of your family's farm, but you continuously feel this need to like look over yourself, feeling as though there's something behind you, and like there's it's like the sun's going down, and you're like helping get cattle in for the evening. You like look, and you swear you see a glimpse of something like behind one of the trees projecting from a shadow, two beady yellow eyes, but you like blink once again and it's gone. You catch as you blink one more time, like turning around, heading back to your house. It cuts forward again. This time it finds you in the center of a chapel. Your arms extended into the air, and you just hear a voice coming out from behind, but coming out from behind your person. This is the way, Athros. Trust me. It's all you need. Give me what I desire from you, and I will give you more than you can comprehend. And as you like turn to try and look at this being, feeling rather comfortable around them, this being not the first time you've probably encountered them, your vision once again pulls away. These fragments of memories leave you in a state of confusion. You find yourself, this time real time, essentially you're looking in front of you, and you see emanating out in the form of a large-eared shadow of sorts, a silhouette of a form it's hard to comprehend, humanoid-like in nature but extremely large, in front of you. You find yourself hovering within its palm. Its beady yellow eyes looking down at you. Athros, you just need to remember. Remember who I am. Remember what you can do. And like, you feel as from its palm, you feel two tendrils of shadow kind of wrap around your person. If you cannot remember me now, then I will give you something to help guide you in the future. A fragment of memory lost to many months past. A jump start. This is only the beginning. And as it says that, it almost feels as though it clenches its fist around you, and you find your vision back to that of Bryn'Shander. The black, fragmented orb no longer there. The tendril of shadow you thought was on your arm is not there anymore, but you feel something within you has awoken. A power that you didn't know you had, but something that still feels oddly familiar. You awaken your boon.
Ooh.
I'm gonna add that to your character sheet. Should be underneath your features. Oh, I gotta get rid of that.
Boon of Violet Shadow.
Yes. Also, I'm going to be removing Watcher's Will, that Channel Divinity. That was only supposed to be for that one battle. I just keep forgetting to remove it.
Okay, so yeah, that was one of those things where I was looking at it a bunch of times, like, oh, do I get to choose this or my Twilight Blessing? And,
yeah, for that one battle,
sure.
You had the ability to choose either one. He gave you his power for that battle.
Okay.
This would all happen. I would say that for the sake of the party, and I'll tell that to them too. They would see as you touch the orb, it for a moment flickers with entirely darkness to them, and then the entire thing dissipates and like falls into the ground and like almost gets absorbed into yourself, and it would be you standing in the middle of town at that point. So,
okay.
We can return to the party though.
Sounds good.
What everybody would see is as Athros goes in to touch the black fragmented orb, all they would see is as he touches the orb, that dim light becomes a globule of darkness that engulfs him for a total of maybe 5 or so seconds before the entire thing dissipates and is absorbed into him.
Is more what?
Absorbed into him?
Correct.
Athros? Are you okay?
I pat myself down like, yeah? Do I not look okay?
Does he look okay?
He looks like Athros.
I mean, touched it and it went away.
Okay. I walk up to Athros and the orb is still there or it's gone?
It's gone. The entire thing, when he touched it, it became a big old globe of darkness and then disappeared, being absorbed into himself.
I pull out like a rod, like an iron rod that has like a crystal on the end of it, and I take out 3 little gems that orbit around the crystal, and I fucking like wave it over his face, and I'm like, just hold still real quick. Do an Arcana check on him.
I hold my breath this whole time. It takes too long, I will pass out.
I'm not doing. It's not gonna take that long. Let go of your breath.
Looking him over, you get this overall feeling that something might be slightly different, but there doesn't seem to be anything directly malicious about his divine presence. It seems like maybe something either changed, like, something has changed, but you don't know what it is exactly. You might need to talk to him about it. But
I pull out a magnifying glass and I go, Athros, what's 2 + 2?
What's 2 to begin with?
Okay, he's good. He's fine. Just turn around. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll check you out later. You don't have like any weird horns? Nope, you don't have nothing. All right. Were you touched inappropriately in your mind, metaphysically or physically? Okay. All right.
You're saying a lot of big words.
Did anybody scramble your brain jelly beans inappropriately? Not funnily. Sorry.
No, I don't think anyone scrambled my brain jelly bean.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, he's fine. I think he's fine. I put my hand on Athros's chest. Lean down real quick. I don't. Come here, real quick. I put my hand on your chest where your heart is. Can I just do a quick medicine check on him?
Sure.
My plate armor.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I'll take a pulse reading around your jugular. Okay. Like feverish. I mean, like I know he's wearing the ring of warmth, so he should have a relatively normal body temperature. But I mean, like pulse normal, regular stuff. He doesn't seem.
Yeah, he seems like his normal self. Nothing other than him having a now average outer warmth that's a bit higher than what it was before because of that ring of warmth. He seems literally as though he's the same Athros that you had been traveling with, that you transported here with to Bryn'Shander. He seems like his normal self.
Okay. Last question, Smarty Pants. You walked in, you touched the orb, and that was it?
I mean, yeah, more or less.
Okay.
Like it went dark.
I mean, the whole thing was dark.
Yeah.
All right, cool. No, high five. I give Aethros a high five.
I give him the hardest high five I can give.
I gotta make a strength check now. God damn it.
Yep.
And now I'm trying to think, is it ability check?
Bro, I have
it would be strength ability checks.
Oh, not a great roll, but
this is not gonna be. It's a +1. Nope. Wow, just by 1.
yeah.
The smack of your high fives are loud and audible, and you feel a bit of a tingling sensation. Oh no, as he gives you full force to your hand. You kind of like have to shake it off for a moment, but
okay,
he seems like his normal self.
Like the first time I casted fire magic, almost the same temperature. Very nice, very cool. I mean, my hand is hot. That's very good. Okay, we got about an hour-ish, hour and a half. We need a plan. We need to fortify this town. Sheriff, you gotta get guards. Sheriff, where the hell did he go? Coffee. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, he would be given a cup of coffee, and you two would see, for the first time in a little while, both him and Duvessa Shane approach the party, and she would like see all of you, and there would be this like gasp of relief. I can't believe all of you are here. You've done me favors before, but I'm hearing that there's tales of a dragon on its way here. Is that true?
I snap my fingers, do the finger guns. You got it.
Oh, I was truly hoping that was a joke, but
Nope. Definitely,
wonderful.
Totally got to take this seriously.
As all of you look around, like the town square here, there is a very different feeling about it. And I mean that not in like since Athros, touched the fragment, but just in general, there seems to be a lot less morale from a lot of the townsfolk here. And like Irini said in her sending message, it has a very distinct odor of decay.
Oof.
So with my earlier 19 perception, are people just like passed out on the ground, sleeping everywhere, or are people just now like dead?
Well, enough time has passed that you see that the people seem to be a lot more lively now than they were before. They just seem to be in a lot fewer numbers than you remember, or at least would have expected, given the time of day it is right now, which is about midday.
Miss Duvessa, have there been a lot of casualties since the event?
Whatever happened with that sphere that rose into the sky when you were all here last, it took out a large portion of our people that live here.
Oh my.
We had an average of about 1,100 people who were living here beforehand, and our death toll count is 400 and counting.
Ooh.
And Irini would chime in, yeah, Bryn'Shander's, it's seen better days. The amount of effort that it took to fight off those shadows on the surface here, well, obviously, based off of what has been said here, a lot of them didn't make it. We're grateful that the three of us, and she would like to look to Kenit and then to Spit. We're lucky the three of us made it out of there, but I'm not going to say it wasn't without scathing. Spit almost lost himself, but he's made a good turnaround in the last couple days. And Spit, like, flexes. Spit's strong.
Spit is ridiculously strong. How the hell did you get muscles on your wrist? Never mind. Okay. That's devastating.
It's not great. I don't really know why. I don't know how, but when those people died, something about them got sucked up into the black orb, and when we could tell that things were resolved, and the dome that was on top of the town shattered, and the orb that was absorbing parts of these people disappeared, that fragment was all that remained. And
Sure.
I'm glad that someone was able to get rid of it, because that might have caused the problem later on. And she would Irini would honestly go up and begin lighting a large fire in the center of town. Like, there's been placement for it, but it hasn't been able to be accessed because of that shard. And she lights a large fire. Well, we got preparations we got to do, right? What are we thinking? How can we best help this town?
Well,
Ballista, heavy artillery.
any magic users need to come up forefront. We need to know who the fighters are that we can put on the front line. We need to bring a dragon down from the air to the ground and keep it there. So fishermen with nets, we would need those. We need metal workers with hooks. I will do that if that's the thing. Aethros,
People who can heal go with Aethros. Stuff like that, you know.
I give Aethros a really weird look. I know I don't have the psychic connection anymore, but I kind of mutter under my breath, did you give a bunch of dead people absolution?
I have no idea.
Sorry, never mind. Okay. I hate saying this. We might need to, at least for a small period of time, for the next 30 to 45 minutes, split up and do some preparations in order to do this correctly.
Better arms, better weapons, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, I guess if there's time for better pizza, better ingredients, yeah, sure. Well, I think some guy named John over here is a father. But no, Ballista, Sheriff, do you have those means? Do you have an armory filled at? You must have it filled because not enough people. I'm sorry, that's Dad. Do you have an armory we can access? Ballista, arrows, bows, longbows, the sort. Do you have a list of guards who are magically adept, even at the simplest of levels?
Well, we might want to break it up to where we have a healing squad with Aethra, magic users with you, an archery squad with me. I psionically link our main party goers here, and we kind of fight it off that way, maybe. Just an idea I've had.
Okay. I mean, at this point, my quill is drawing on the side of the building as to-do list, and it's literally everything we've just said in the past 10 minutes of stuff that we need to get done.
The sheriff would chime in. If we're going to be looking at anti-air defense methods, we generally have those mounted to the wall, but they have a good range, so if this thing makes any form of contact in the town, the walls are high enough that at least one of them will be able to pick off a shot wherever it is.
Okay, all right. So we need at least one of those ballista to be fully prepared at all times. Cool.
I'll make sure my people are supplying an adequate amount of ammunition to each of these. And he would look to one of his guards. You heard the man. And he would nod, yes, sheriff, and immediately full on sprint, begin making his way to what would be the nearest guard tower, so it'd be probably towards the north gate by the north look, as he would begin running away. And you would see not Bryn'Shander, wow, Vas'Kai chiming in. I'll go work with Mishan from the House of the Morning Lord to make any adequate preparations. We don't have a lot of people, as you know, still in town here. A decent number, but not what we would like. At the very least, if we can forego the remedial healing for some of our people so she can conserve her strength, as well as anybody who's working for her that we can use. I'll do what I can to help get her prepared.
It's best to spare as many people as possible, and the less people we have scared out on the streets, the better. So, yeah, sure, 100%. Kitty, Ebrin, Miris, do you guys need or have any suggestions or want to get something in the meantime?
Sheriff, how adept are your men at the ballista? Or would this actually be something to where, unfortunately, the group does divide and conquer, and this very well may be the last time some of us as a family see each other?
You don't need to be that dark. We're gonna kick ass.
I think my men will be able to handle the ballistas. We have enough guard that are remaining by the way it looks, that we should be able to man those. I haven't had a full head count of my crew. I'll be getting that as part of the to-do list. And you would see him also pull out something to be able to write on the side of the building, just making down get a full head count of the town guard that remains after the previous events.
Sheriff, can you give all these healing potions to your guys at the guard towers with the ballistas? And I hand him my 30 healing potions.
Aethros, you genius, you beautiful. You are literally.
I think they might need this more than me.
And Sheriff would chuckle and nod. Yeah, I'll make sure they get distributed. You might have just saved a bunch of lives there, Aethros.
You beautiful genius. This is why you're the smartest of us all.
The hardest part of this whole thing, other than getting it on the ground and keeping it there, is the fact that, in all the history that I've seen and in my own travels, dragons are siege creatures, meaning they're gonna probably take out a large portion of the buildings here in town too. We gotta be prepared for the aftermath of that, but that's not on the forefront, that's just something to keep in mind.
Well, with that being said, do we want to, unfortunately, have the outer wall do what they can, and then maybe move a ballista or two in the center of the town square or market, and kind of make this the last stand?
No. We stick with the ballistas on the wall. That's the best. That's a great idea. We need to get this.
If anything, we should probably move the townspeople into the center of town here, especially the ones on the outer. Instead of having them batten down in their own homes, we should really have a community,
if we can mitigate, at least put whatever spellcasters in here protecting them the best of their abilities, now that they have some semblance of a buff, at least we can mitigate that, and we can kind of direct the dragon around town.
You would see that Tilly's been kind of quiet this entire time. When you talk about mitigating the dragon around town, you would hear her chime in. We might not need to actually kill it. We might just need to do enough damage for it to leave. And ideally, not go to another town. Something tells me that Zeradoc probably programmed some form of failsafe within the creature if it takes too much damage to return to base. We just have to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere beyond here.
I turn to Tilly and I go, that's all well and good, but no. This is evil, and it must be destroyed. It's in our contract, and we stick to our contracts.
You have a contract?
We did a contract with the weird person. Yes, we did. We did a contract. No, Tilly, I hear you. I get it, but this thing has got to come down and stay down permanently.
Right. Well, and like she would look to Zabane and look to the Clockwork Defender. Well, we'll follow whatever you need us to do. My magic could probably be enough to, if we don't have a lot of spellcasters here, to help provide some support for the townsfolk. I think I might be able to hide the vast majority of them, but the thing I can't plan for is if it, well, dragons usually breathe some form of element. If it does that, that might cause a problem, but I can hopefully keep it away from direct attacks on the common folk.
I may have a idea on how we're going to, if not solve, lessen that punch. And I touch one of the alchemical fires. Sheriff, will also need access to the blacksmith's like inventory of like saltpeter and ash and whatever leathersmiths that will give up scraps roughly about, and I start making like a diameter with my quill. If I got an hour, I'm pretty sure I can make like, I don't know, handful of explosives.
Well, then by all means, go and take a walk over by Black Iron Blades. They're familiar with you, they'll help you out. I'll get in touch with one of our leather workers and see if they can meet you there.
We're gonna make some explosives. We're gonna make some explosives.
As the party continues to make preparations for the dragon that is on its way, them having about, I would say, a total of maybe an hour and 15 minutes at this time. I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
We're gonna fight a dragon, y'all.
Yeah. It stands no chance.
It stands no chance.
Yeah.
We are the most prepared group.
Yeah. Stands no chance of failing its objective. It's